My dad tried to pick up rocks with it for some reason.
Bud man.
Rock what you got.
That's exactly right. Let's just say he didn't rock it. 3 combines? What?
Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Happy Sunday. It's September 19th, guys. I'm heading up to go meet a special someone for lunch. It's 12:30. I thought I'd see more combines rolling. I'm not gonna lie. Things look ready to pick around here. Corn's still a little green in some fields are completely dead. Saw one guy rolling on soybeans today, but that's about it. Maybe just guys are taking Sunday off, running up on green crop, but there has been quite a few fields harvested, but we're still a good week, at least a week out, we are. So I'm gonna go meet my friend, then go check some fields, test out the new tractor and the new toy I bought a couple months ago. My dad said he was having issues with it, so I want to play around with it and try it out, and then maybe go see if we got something delivered to the farm. We'll get there when we get there. But anyway, and real quick, if you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and I would really appreciate it. And if you guys are interested, a couple of partner links. These sunglasses are absolutely awesome. You get a coupon code down below, as well as Ariat. If you guys are interested at all in getting any Ariat gear, link will be down below. You guys can save some money on any Ariat gear and help support the channel. Hey, here's the neighbors out cutting some beans. We're getting ready to cut some beans, I should say. Oh yeah, that field's ready. That's what they're gonna run on. Those guys run 2 780s, I believe, with 40-foot heads. Ooh, a little green down below. Hilltops will probably go though. Oof, it's the first time I've driven back here since we had a pretty bad windstorm a month ago. That corn just looks shredded. Oof, that's gonna be fun to harvest. These are the guys that run that 780. It looks like they cut quite a bit of bean fields around here to the left especially. They got a pretty nice bin set up. Late model equipment. Really nice kind of shop and cold storage area. They knocked out quite a bit of acres so far. I believe they run 2 40-foot flex drapers for Deere and then 2 12-row folding heads. Man, those guys have really got on it. This is the 4th major, like, pretty large size field that I've seen harvested. These guys are not messing around this year. This is the most beans I've seen harvested. Decently farther, a lot farther north too. Got a lot of stuff around us will be harvested. Shoot, even in the back a ways too. It's impressive. Those guys aren't messing around this year. Hopefully we can get started here in the next week, but man, we're still a lot more green. A lot greener, I should say. That's how a lot of our corn looks. Not all of it, but a lot of it looks pretty green still. But shoot, it's drying down fast. With the high temps, shoot, we've had temps, it's middle of September, getting into late September, we've had, like today it's a high 85. That's unreal for our area. Time to have some good food. Just had a very nice lunch with the guy in that Ford Exploder right there. So he's actually gonna come check cows with me. See if you guys can recognize him. He's been in a couple of the videos before. I bet you guys will. But it was fantastic. If you want some good food in St. Donatus, Iowa, be like my dad. Kelmus's Restaurant in beautiful Jackson County, Iowa. Oh, Dad. Whoa, that was neat. Like a Jeep truck. Fent 1050. Nice. Neighbors doing some silage, and now it looks like they just switched over to earlage. Put a corn head on this thing. Oh, that makes some good food for you, Scott. So living where I live at, where it's pretty flat, I forget the beauty that the ground that we own and the ground that surrounds it in eastern Iowa, kind of near the driftless region of eastern Iowa, Wisconsin, all that. It's just so pretty. Like, the GoPro and camera doesn't do it justice, especially on super view, but I mean, these cliffs are 200 feet tall or so. Like, just pretty, especially in this next couple weeks with these green leaves are going to be turning yellow and start fall as we get into fall. Like, man, I just forget the beauty of Mother Nature and God, and especially our ground. It's crazy. Guys, there's a stranger following me. Don't like it. Just kidding. It's Karl. We just met for lunch. It's gonna be the last time we probably can see each other until harvest is just about done, or unless one of us go visit each other. So we went out to lunch near our farm. So I figured, hey, you want us to go check cows? I gotta go check cows here. So we're gonna go check cows for like 45 minutes. And as you can kind of see, I'm appropriately dressed. Not. Checking out third crop bales with my friend Karl. Hey, Karl. So my dad's up in Canada right now, and he's the one that usually goes out and check the cows. So obviously he can't do that. And I remember that when I was up here. So thank Karl for dragging me up here.
Oh yeah. Let's go see some cows.
So we're gonna go check them. Especially because 2 weeks ago, cows got out. Card to that video right here. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Pretty sure that a coyote spooked them. And then 3 moms just bulldozed right through a fence, took a couple posts out and broke a couple wires, which is impressive. And then 4 calves got into the neighbors. So we're gonna go for a little ride. Check out, so our corn's pretty green. We're still a good 2 weeks out from being even close to harvest up here. We won't probably get up here for another month. The neighbors around us are cutting beans, chopping, cutting blinds, new 6-pack.
It's like double nutted, Ron.
Oh yeah, always gotta have your backup. That's why I brought them up here. I just didn't want to get out and open my gates. You can lock them both. So my dad's fancy little contraption, so we have our lick tubs in there, which the cows want. But in order to get in there, they have to go through the little fly net. And that way the cows don't have to have as many flies. You can kind of see they really get a lot of flies on them. There's bowl number 1, bowl number 2. We'll drive around to go take a look at them. Well, that's why I think my dad wants to get a shoot for next year, is just to be able to put fly tags on them. Yeah. So these cows all look good. Looking for pink eye, just anything out of the ordinary, any injuries. What do you want? What?
Yeah, we didn't bring any, sorry.
Nope, sorry about that. So what pink eye is, we're just basically looking for a swelling and inflammation around the eye. That's never good, because if they go for too long with pink eye, they could go blind. You never want a blind cow. There's mine. So yellow tag number 2, that's my calf. There's my mom. And there's my number 1.
That's a nice cow, Ron.
Beautiful cow. Nice looking bull calf.
Is that your favorite?
I do like number 1. She's the only one I've had that's had a calf every year.
And look at the size of that
It's
calf.
a nice bull calf there.
When would that be born?
Oh, you were born mid-April. That's a good calf. A really nice calf. All right, so these all look good. Should count them, but don't really have time. So we're just gonna take a drive down through the trails. My dad took a bulldozer down here. I had hired a guy in to take a bulldozer to basically smooth out the trail, so we're gonna take a look at it. So I think my dad has this seeded before he left, but you can kind of see the dozer just went down. We had a lot of, the trail needed to be widened out. They had a lot of gullies that really were just starting to wash out, so we had a little guy with like a class 4 dozer come in, and you can kind of see he really did a number on this. Really, honestly did a lot to it. I love it. I just hope we don't get a bad rain before we can get this grass established. Then it'll be back to where it was. So we're on a new path that the dozer made. Never used to have a path up to the top of this side of the hill. I don't know why he wanted it, but we have it now. I'm just curious where it comes out at. I know it comes out to our highline wire field. Probably another path for cattle.
You guys have a lot of fence.
Oh my gosh, yeah. My dad basically checks every fence line every day or every week.
I don't really see any electric either.
This stuff is all permanent. The power company came through and just cleared out everything under their power line, which is mainly a safety thing, especially during droughts. This kind of loose brush everywhere can really cause a fire danger. You don't always love to see it because it's a lot of habitat they destroy, but better than, you know, causing a fire. And this was what we seeded down earlier this spring. Card to that video right here, right here. Actually looks like it's pretty good. This used to be uncrossable. We had a bulldozer come in last winter and basically shape it, and we seeded it down. Karl, what do you think of this terrain? A little different than Eastern, or than kind of an hour to the northwest?
This is pretty wild down here, man. This is like real cowboy stuff.
The camera never does it justice, especially on super view. Like, these hills don't look like anything, but they're at least 150, 200 foot climbs.
I just about bailed out of the mule back there. I was gonna walk down that hill.
It was straight up, yeah. So this is the one pasture. This is all basically, it's about 400 acres of continuous pasture. You gotta basically skirt the bluffs and avoid the hilltops, but it's about 300 acres. So now we'll go across the road. This is the hillside that you can that we hoofed it up there.
Would you like me to gate boss again?
I would love for you to be my gate person. He's such a nice guy. And just because he's such a nice guy, you guys go check out his channel. He really is a nice guy. Link will be down in the description, guys. Dodge Brothers Farm and Ranch. He does a similar thing, that he grow crops and he does cattle stuff. So we experimented. So this is the first year up in Bellevue that we put fungicide on our corn. So what fungicide is it basically, it just keeps the plant alive longer, is the short of it. And you can kind of see this corn is green, very green. Greenest probably in this side of the county that I've seen. And we actually also, along with being fungiciding up in this part of up in our ground, up at this farm, we also put a special product on. I'll link that down below. But I believe he put that product down here. Oop, got a car coming. Down this ground up here, and then my dad's corn up on top, along with one more field. And what that's supposed to do is in the marginal ground, it unlocks more of your nitrogen, because when we put our 200 units of nitrogen down, we can't use it all. Some of it leaches down, unfortunately, and some of it just stays in the soil. The corn can't use it. This product that we use is supposed to basically allow the corn in the more marginal ground to unlock this nutrient. And I'm just by looking at how green this corn is, or the corn that the product was on, it really worked. Like, this stuff is green, even compared to the stuff that doesn't have that product. So I'm really kind of curious what the stuff's gonna yield. You won't know until the combine rolls through, but just by looking at it, this stuff is green, which is awesome. So I'm really kind of, so these are all my uncle's cows. These are all Pat's. This is my uncle's ground. There's about 100 acres-ish of pasture here. Maybe not quite, but pretty close.
Like a portable pen set up out there?
Yep, we basically put hammered stakes in, put gates around, and this is where we actually loaded all of them out, because usually, like, all the cows that are on pasture, we'll put them out in this ground during the winter, because the water source keeps going. There's a nice free-flowing little stream there.
So this is the gate where the cow got past you and led everybody back up the hill.
Exactly. Can I help you?
This type of ground, we have to raise cattle on it, because maybe 20% of the ground that we own here is tillable.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
That's exactly right.
And these cows are making a living off of ground that couldn't be used for anything else.
Exactly. So I mean, this would be unproductive ground if we didn't have cattle on here, which helps.
You could say that this is environmental stewardship, Ron. It really
exactly
is.
Right. And we got some different projects going on in here. We got 3 DNR projects in here. Like, we got a couple timber reserves. So basically, it's just wildlife habitat. We won't let any cows into it. We'll fence it out, so it'll be nice, native timber. We try to do what we can for as far as stewardship goes. But yeah, all the cattle look good. Haven't seen any pink eye.
No foot rot, nothing.
Nobody limping yet that we can see. Calves all look good. They're going nice and strong. We'll wean these guys here probably in the next couple weeks, hopefully before we get heavy full-blown in the harvest. But more than likely, knowing us, we'll wean them in like middle of harvest during a rain delay, and some like mid-October-ish. But the calves are all looking good. This guy, he comes here, he opens gates for me, he washes my windows. You're hired. Do you want a job?
Full service shop right here.
This guy, he's just so nice.
I'd pump your gas, I guess, huh?
Definition of Iowa nice right here. Or does Karl nice? One of those two. Sorry guys, don't have a treat for you today. Next time. I'll come back up next weekend.
Cows are gonna appreciate.
Went in and grabbed an ear. This corn is tall, probably 11 feet tall. A little bit of disease on them. A little bit of tar spot. But I'm glad we put the fungicide on, because that definitely helped. And I was talking to Karl, this is the first year this field's ever gotten fungicide. I'm predicting a record yield here, because we got a little bit more rain than the rest of our farm. This was bean stubble last year, and I deep ripped it, carded that video right here. And I'm really expecting good stuff out of it. So I grabbed an ear. We'll see how it looks. We'll head up top and do that. This is what happens when you plant a double. See how there's 2 seeds, 2 plants out of this? You have one that just grows up to nothing, and this one's actually taking away nutrients from the one that's planted right next to. So this year's probably, I don't know, 3/4 the size of what the other ones are next to it. Another thing, looking at it, there's a lot of disease up here. So we definitely have a lot of tar spot. That's that black speckles. It's actually enough that it's killing some of these mid-level leaves. Karl was thinking we got some great-eyed leaf spot, or gray leaf spot. And then we also have some stuff on the stalk as well. I don't know much about corn diseases or everything, but I'm glad we had fungicide put on this, because really, I bet this thing, for as much disease that this has, we probably will gain 10 bushel out of that fungicide this year.
Ron, look at this.
What you got?
So, your spacing is great right here.
Yep.
This is a late emerger.
Oh
this
yeah.
guy came up late, and look at,
little dinky.
it's gonna cost you. But there's still an ear in there. That's crazy.
That's nuts. Yeah, because if you think about it, this one's 7 feet tall, the rest of them are 10.
Look at the stalk girth compared to his neighbors too.
That's that importance of that even emergence. And if you guys are curious, Karl does a great video on it. I'll actually link that one right here if you're curious on an emerging video. That's why we have a conventional planter, just mechanical drive, no fancy schmancy electrical stuff on it yet. But I'm hoping next year we can upgrade it to hopefully get better spacing for more even emergence. Especially with that hydraulic downforce is the key. That's what I'm hoping. Interesting stuff. Oh yeah, here's that cob we had. Karl estimated with this app about, what'd you say, 230?
Yeah.
And that'd be about what I was
230.
guessing for this field.
So this was like a 650 kernels on here, 649.
So he's just basically, it's gonna get a kernel count, and then you can put in for what? What do you put? Oh,
yeah, you run with how many, what's your stand count is, and we went with 32,000, and then estimated kernels per bushel, and here we come up with 212. But that's kind of a variable that you don't know exactly how big the kernels are going to be until it's time to run them over scale.
Yep, exactly right. Because our corn right now is about 50% milk line. So what that is kind of see, not very, that one's better. Yep, you can kind of see how the corn, it's lighter, it's darker up on top and lighter on the bottom. That means it's milk. It's what's called 50% milk line, and that'll basically get darker all the way down, that nice golden yellow color. And then once it hits the bottom, it'll black layer. It'll turn black on the bottom. That means the plant's hit its physiological maturity, and you're not going to get anything else out of it. Then it's just going to dry down, and then you can hit a frost. Actually, once we get all of our corn out black layer, then we want a frost, because then it kills everything, including weeds. So right up ahead, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear it just because of the wind or the driving, but this corn doesn't have fungicide on. The corn to the right does. The corn to the right is ours. Corn to the left is our neighbor's. There's a major difference when you look at it. Oh yeah, she's low, but...
Well, you see when you had Fat Karl riding on here, look at this.
That's a good point. I was thinking the thing was almost riding on the rim, that we weren't going to make it. Ah, we're good. But yeah, Karl was noticing, see how this one's decently straight, this one's a whoop. My dad tried to pick up rocks with it for some reason. Bud man.
Rock what you got.
That's exactly right. Let's just say he didn't rock it.
I need one of those to slide in the back of Dad's Polaris.
They're nice.
Well, thanks for coming down, Karl. It was a pleasure.
You bet.
Check him out, guys. Link down below.
See you there.
You better. If not, he'll find you. Man, I can finally breathe again. That guy, I swear. Nah, just kidding. So now what you've been waiting for about this video. So, we bought this thing, part of that video right here, we bought this thing, or I guess I bought this thing for $2,300 about 2 months ago. It is a 6-pack bale mover. There were two options there. There was a little bit lighter built one, and then there was this one. I'm glad we went with this one because just for our hills and everything. Karl kind of farms hills, but he was shocked when I took him down some of these valleys and everything that our cattle go on. So yeah, I'm glad we got it. But there's one major flaw. My dad could not get bales to stick on there. So here's what I think is what is majorly wrong and what I think we need to do about it. For one, that crack has gotten bigger. Right here, I can actually move close and I can see daylight in between the metal. So that's not good, but that's an easy fix. All we gotta do is grind this weld flush, smooth it off, put a big triangular gusset on both sides. That'll be good. That's fine, that's an easy fix. But I mean, it's a structural frame crack, but whatever. That's an easy fix. But the biggest deal is, in our hills, my dad was having issues with these bales falling off. He would stick the bales on, and sometimes I feel like he would drag them out, and there's nothing on this edge to kind of keep it from being drug off. Some of the issue is though, because our bale spears are bent, as you guys kind of saw a little earlier. Karl noticed that.
Actually, both of them are bent pretty good. Dad, what did you do? I thought the left one was straight, but you can kind of see right here, it is not straight at all.
So that doesn't help. When you're trying to back out of a bale, it kind of pulls it a little bit, so that's not good. But I also think my dad just doesn't know how to do it quite yet. I've used bale movers for the last couple of years down at Pat's, and you got to basically, how I see, you got to bring the bale in as far as you can, almost push the mover, push down on the tip, and then kind of, as you're backing out, lower it and smooth it out. So that definitely doesn't help, but I do think we need to put some sort of stop on the edges, especially for our hills, guys. If we're loading in any sort of side hill or just driving out, I don't want these bales getting away from here. I don't want them falling away or whatever. So what do you guys think? I need your help. What should we do to basically put like a stop on here? A couple of options that I thought of. You could put a piece of sheet metal right like this, and basically it's going to be really aggressive, and you could put a gusset right here. That could work. But I'm worried that's too aggressive. That's gonna rip out the bale and you're not gonna be able to get it out of there. Another idea that Karl had, cut up a chunk of rebar and just stick a chunk of rebar on each one of the edges here. Or you could stick a piece of angle iron and weld it on there. But anyway, I'm not sure what I wanna do. I'm leaning on the angle iron idea, just because that'd be really easy to stick on here and weld. And it would basically, it's a small enough disturbance. Well, you should be able to lift up and out of it, but it's large enough, depending on if I get like a 3/4 piece of angle iron or an inch, it should be able to make a difference. What do you guys think? I need your help. What do you think we should do to basically make this thing better in hills? Because right now my dad doesn't like using it and it kind of sucks. I thought he'd like it, but he only put 4 bales on one time the first crop and 4 bales on the last crop, and then just parked it. He just couldn't use it. So unfortunately, this thing has not been good for us so far, but it's nothing that a couple modifications won't be able to fix it. So again, what do you guys think? And do you guys see any of the modifications that we need to do to this thing? I think we should get it sandblasted and painted, but that's just me. That'll cost a little bit of money, but shoot, I have a feeling we're gonna hang on to this thing for a while. Might as well put a little bit of money into it, spruce it up. For the most part, the frame looks pretty good. All these axles, the actual module, tube frame, whatever you want to call it, looks pretty good. All the welds aren't cracking and everything. So overall, this thing isn't bad, but it has a little bit of work that needs to be done to it to make it Budman approved. So again, comment down below. What do you guys think we should do here? Well, now we're gonna hit the road. We're gonna head down to Preston, see what's going on there. So I'm gonna swing in and check on my first field ever. My bean field, 6 acres. Looks pretty good. Starting to dry down pretty well. No fungicide was put on any of our beans this year, so we just didn't end up getting around to it. But next year we're gonna try it for sure. I really think that would have even helped us this year, especially if we get any later rains. But there it is. Looking pretty good. Probably weak, I'd guess, especially on the edges. The top of the plants are pretty dead, but the bottom is still pretty green. A lot of leaves on it yet. Still though, not bad. It'll be done here shortly. Man, they got this road done fast. Shoot, it was just 5 days ago, whatever I was up here last. They were still working. They were just grinding it down. It's gonna be paved here probably by next week. Nice. It already is halfway paved. Man, our beans are flat. Oof. And look, we're nice people. Don't let anybody tell you we're not. We let them park their construction equipment right in our yard. There's the 8-row corn head. It's gonna get the adapter. Actually, it's got the adapter plate on it right now. It's gonna go on the chopper here soon. They're just probably getting it serviced, because we're actually gonna be done chopping silage here come probably Tuesday. We'll be done. Then we're gonna come back here, do 3 days of earlage for us, and then we're gonna probably start combining by the weekend. Woo, doggy. Let's just say I'm staring at something that I can't reveal yet, but it's big, it's red, it's shiny, and it's brand new. You guys will just have to wait and see. Alrighty guys, I'm going to close out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button. Comment if you guys have any questions whatsoever. And be sure to subscribe. It means a lot to me. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms. And of course, guys, as always, ta-ta for now. And
3 combines? What?